Hello students, I am Jukalkar Syed Imtiaz from the Department of English, Shri Shivaji Science and Arts College, Chikli, District Buldhana. Today in this video lecture I am going to discuss a poem Love and Be Merry by John Masefield. John Masefield, his lifespan is from 1878 to 1967. He was an English poet, prose writer and journalist. He could not resist the call of sea and he joined Navy, but due to his ill health he quit Navy. After that he led vagrant life, shifting from one place to another, but he continued writing. He was interested in writing and he continued throughout his life his hobby of writing. So he became a very a voluminous writer. In all he wrote 50 volumes of poems and 20 novels and 8 plays. So he wrote he has composed many poems, and chiefly he wrote lyrics and narratives dealing with the life on the sea and life of the poor people. Then he was appointed poet laureate in 1930. Students might be knowing who is a poet laureate. In Britain, a poet is given a special position by the king or queen, and he is asked to write poems about important public occasions which are important politically, socially for that country. So this poem has 4 stanzas. So let me read the first stanza. Laugh and be merry. Remember better the world with a song. Better the world with a blow in the teeth of a wrong. Laugh, for the time is brief, a thread the length of a span. Laugh and be proud to belong to the old proud pageant of man. So in the very first stanza we come to know that the poet is trying to tell us that our life is short and we should be always happy and enjoy life. In the very first line he says, laugh and be merry, remember better the world with a song. The word song, laugh and be merry, these are the words which tell us that the poet wants us to enjoy life and to lead life very happily. And then he tells us, better the world with a blow in the teeth of a wrong. Blow in the teeth of a wrong here means we should oppose the wrong things which are found in the world. In other words, we should not let go the wrong things, the injustice going on in the world. If time comes, we should stand and oppose the injustice. And then the poet says, laugh and be merry, time is brief. Time is brief in the sense our life is brief. Our life is very short, and just it's a span of a thread. Life is just like a span of a thread. So it is very short. So we should enjoy each and every moment. We should use each and every moment and lead life happily. Laugh and be proud to belong to the old proud pageant of a man. So old proud pageant of man means in a series of impressive events. So pageant means impressive events. So what are the impressive events which took place till now in the world? So man took birth. We know that in Bible it is mentioned that Adam is the father and Eve is the mother of all mankind. From that point life started, and life will continue till doomsday. So we are part of this long life on earth, and we are part of some important impressive events in the world. So we should consider ourselves very important, very fortunate, as we are going to experience some of the important events of life. Therefore we should be always happy, we should be always merry, and we should lead life very happily. And here the poet tells us to be very optimistic in our life. uh, in the This is the second stanza of the poem. In second stanza the poet says, laugh and be merry. Remember, in old time God made heaven and earth for joy. He took in a rhyme, made them and filled them full with the strong red wine. His mirth, the splendid joy of the stars, the joy of the earth. So here the poet tells us that when God thought of creating the whole world, he took enjoyment in creating everything in the world, existing in the world. So when God took enjoyment in creating the world, so therefore it is must for us that we should enjoy this life. And then the poet says, made them and filled them full with the strong red wine. Here strong red wine in the sense full of passion, full of life, full of happiness. So God filled the whole world with happiness, with life, and he took enjoyment in creating the world. Therefore if God took enjoyment in creating the world, so it is must for every human being in the world to lead life happily, to enjoy life. Then the poet in the last line says, the splendid joy of the stars, the joy of the earth. So the beautiful stars, when we look at the stars, when we observe the stars in the night time, we come to know that they look we observe that they look very beautiful, and we get cheerful, we feel very cheerful when we observe the whole sky, the beauty of nature. So there is happiness in nature, there is happiness on earth, there is happiness in the sky, the way the stars look beautiful. So all this give us happiness. So therefore we should lead our life happily. Then in the third stanza it reads like this: so we must laugh and drink from the deep blue cup of the sky, join the jubilant song of the great stars sweeping by, laugh and battle and work and drink of the wine outpoured in the dear green earth, the sign of the joy of the Lord. So here the poet again tells us that we should enjoy the nature. When we observe the sky, at that time we come to know how mysteriously the sky might have been created by God, by Almighty, and how beautiful it is, what kind of administration God might be having in mind while creating the whole universe. So God must be very jubilant, very happy, because the stars, the whole nature looks very very happy, and very it gives us a kind of happiness to us, to our life. It we feel very happy when we observe nature. And then the poet says, laugh, battle and work and drink of the wine outpoured. These are some of the important words. He says love. He means to say that we should lead our life very happily. We should enjoy our life, and then battle. In life there is not just enjoyment, but at many at many times we have to battle, we have to participate in the battle, we have to struggle to become successful. So when there is struggle, we should struggle hard, and we should lead happily life, and then we should work hard. Laugh, battle, and work. We should lead our life happily. We should know how to struggle. We should struggle, and we should work hard, and we should enjoy the whole nature, the beauty in the nature, and our life. In the dear green earth, the sign of the joy of the Lord. And here the poet tells us that sign of the Lord, sign of the God is there in the nature. If you observe nature, then we come to know that there is some divinity in it. So, like Wordsworth, here the poet, finds out some divinity which is represented in nature. Therefore, he says, "In the dear green earth, the sign of the joy of the Lord." Then, in the last stanza, fourth stanza, the poet creates an imagery of an inn, of a hotel, of an inn where many people gathered and they are enjoying, some are dancing. And the poet says, "Laugh and be merry together like brothers akin." So, here the message of brotherhood he gives us. He tells us that the whole world is like an inn. He compares the whole world with an inn where many people gathered, and they are all brothers. They have brotherly relations among them. Guest a while in the rooms of a beautiful inn. So he compares that man is just a guest in this life. He is going to stay here for some time in this inn, here the world. He is going to stay for some time, and then his travel ends and he has to say goodbye to this world. So he is just like a guest who is staying in the inn for some time, glad till the dancing stops, and the lilt of the music ends. He says that everyone should be glad till the dancing stops. Dancing stops in the sense till life continues. Once life ends, then we have to stop our dancing, we have to stop our life, and we have to say goodbye to this world. And the lilt of the music ends. So the life, till life ends, man must be glad and lead happy life, and when death approaches, he should say goodbye to the world. Then the last line he says, "Laugh till the game is played, and be you merry, my friend." And till the game of life is played, as life continues, you have to laugh, you have to enjoy this life, you have to work hard, you have to oppose the wrong, you have to struggle a lot, you should enjoy nature, you should lead your life beautifully, you should enjoy your life and always be happy, and behave. The message the poet gives here, that you should think that the whole world, in the whole world, all the people are brothers and sisters. So this message of brotherhood he also gives in this short poem. So in this poem, the poet tells us that life is temporary, and we should not brood too much on the problems of life. We should enjoy life, and when there is need of hard work, we should work hard. When there is need of struggle, we should struggle. When it is important to fight against injustice, we should fight against injustice, and we should enjoy nature and lead our life happily. This is the message the poet gives in this poem. Here I stop. Thank you for listening.